that I didn't take a peek at. So we're on as of now.
Should be good.
It's a quick and dirty overlay. Covers the names, the full names.
Well, I say last week my overlay was green, so it's really hard to beat beat it when you make it nothing but a slightly olive green. But I'm sure you did okay. Sure you did okay.
All right.
I can never find.
I'm now going to hit record.
Uh,
Ready?
yeah, we're good.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to we few we happy few and out of the light. Uh, so this is the second week, second session for this group of Out of the Light. New stream we're doing that has two separate groups, two separate stories, but it is one connected campaign. Does anyone else want to recap from last time? I mean, I'd be happy to, but sometimes I feel like I missed the things that I like when other people recap because then I hear what's important to you.
During the last episode, we met the colorful cast of Dr. Euphoria's House of Oddities. We met Mr. Euphoria, soon to be Dr. Euphoria. We met Alstus. We met a cat man whose name I cannot remember.
Dokai.
We met Dokai, and we met the equally colorful cast of serviceable employees of said establishment. After a good long introduction to that, we were unjustly arrested for crimes that we are unaware of what they are, and pulled into the street, leaving all of these employees to their own devices. What that does and does not mean, I'm sure we will find out.
Yeah. And as we were ending, it was less gameplay and a little more narration. But you guys were loaded up onto a cart, taken across the canal to the other side of Gujar, and driven to the cliffs facing the city, carved through which are the ooh, thanks for the character art shout out. Yeah, man, look at that stuff. Good. Carved into which is the prison of Sadim. Now, we didn't talk about this too much last time. Some of you guys were playing in another campaign where we were playing in Sadim, so you might have a little bit of an idea. Oh, sorry, Gujar. We were talking about Sadim earlier. That's why.
Gujar, Kaifen, whatever. Whatever, man.
Kaifen, whatever. Whatever.
Toxin, who cares? I mean, who cares?
I just make up words.
Words.
Yeah.
Words.
No, it's words aren't important. Who studies words in college? So, in the city of Gujar, there are these prisons. The prisons are carved into the side of the cliffs that abut the sea, and they are notoriously difficult survive in, and impossible to escape from. Though it's often a question of what it looks like inside, because when people go in, they tend in you go as the large portcullis already raised goes into an extremely large antechamber. Right, and you see another large cavern with another portcullis type door closed on the far end. But when I say the far end, it is far. This is a huge, wide open cavern. And all along the sides of it, carved in seem to be cells. Many of these are empty. Although a good half, maybe more than half, do have people in them. As you're kind of wheeled around in this big covered wagon you're in, covered, with a caged wagon, you notice several people, some that look as if they're drunk, laying on just kind of stone slabs that are there to lay on, or just on the floor itself. Other people, fairly well dressed, and looking nervous, kind of holding onto the bars, the wooden made bars in the front, and kind of like shiftily looking around. You are led over to an empty cell, and it is promptly opened. The back of your car is opened, and with many guards around, and your hands still shackled in front of you, you are led into this cage, and it is locked behind you. So you're now in this large antechamber, right? And you can't really see the other prisoners close to you, kind of like this long curve. Although you can see people far away, you wouldn't be able to talk to them. It's not so quiet in here because there are quite a few guards. They have different stations set around all throughout this chamber. They're talking, and even most of the prisoners are rather quiet. The large amount of guards talking does keep this like din of noise throughout. You do know that this isn't too bad, right? Think of this antechamber kind of as jail, and the deeper parts of the mind as prison. So certainly this might be where people are thrown in at first. And sometimes it's kind of like a guessing game. Am I going to be released from this area, or am I going to be put further back into the nigh unescapable parts of this prison? But my three friends, this is where you find yourselves.
Well, shit. This is quite a pickle for us boys.
How did we end up here?
The car took us.
I understand this, but what did we do to deserve this?
I'm sure we'll find out at our hearing.
If they decide to give us one.
So, Mr. Euphoria, you have any idea what we might have done?
I really don't even know. I paid off the right people. I got all my licenses and my permits all up to date.
Health inspector?
Health inspector, he comes and visits. He rents the twins whenever he comes by. I don't know why this would happen.
But is it possible that you pissed the wrong person off?
I'm such a personable individual. I don't know what I could have done for that to happen.
Of us three, you are the most likely to get us arrested.
I don't even know what you're about. I'm the one over here. I'm the only one among the three of us with a legitimate business, with professional and casual relationships.
Excuse me. I own a business as well. It's not much, but
this is true.
I
I'm very
do
proud.
own it.
This is true, Alstus. I'm very proud of how you've improved in life. You've done a good job.
We're an affiliate of the House of Oddities, but you know, it's not bad. Not a bad place. Hopefully,
It's not
also
honest living that you make.
Of course, it's an honest living.
Not you.
Oh, me? I mean, it is honest in the sense that these are products that can help people, and I am selling them in orders for them to get the answers they need to address their physical and mental maladies in the best way possible, and that is the service I provide. So yes, it is honest in that sense of the word.
Joe, can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What I would like to know, however, is what those fine half-orc gentlemen wanted with the House of Oddities. They did seem pretty intent on tearing it apart.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about that myself.
Would that have anything to do with the visitor you had earlier in the day?
I thought it was just another one of those shy guys that come in. They never had the pleasure of a woman or a man's touch. They're scared. They're nervous. They leave. They come back. They leave. They come back. Yeah, kind of like that one, but I'm a little too scared. They usually make it by around 6 or 7 o'clock at night when they had a little bit to drink. It was nothing unusual. We would have usually had Broomhilda.
So they were looking to have a good time then.
That's what I was assuming because that's the sort of pattern that these types have shown me. That's why I put Broomhilda out there, because it only made sense to try to bring the half-orc crowd.
You did say that he offered you money to buy the place.
Oh, that guy. You're talking about that? I thought you were talking about
the guy who owns the restaurant the really classy one next door.
Oh, Pesto, yeah, that guy.
They're always dumping our trash in the alley, and he's always getting pissed off at us. That guy.
We're well within our rights. Just because it's the back alley is owned, we are allowed to put our trash there as well as he is allowed to put his trash.
I know that. I'm not saying. I know that. But my question is, did our refusal of his offer get us sent here?
Now that sounds mighty illegal to me. That sounds like
you know how this city works.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, Eugene, listen to me. Listen to me.
Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that name again. Eugene is dead.
It's right on the paperwork. I notarized that document to the UOBS. It's right on the Eugene Euphoria. Eugene Cosmo Euphoria. It's right there.
Fine, Alstus.
And as you guys are yelling about Dr. Euphoria's first name, that he may or may not have disavowed, there's a small group of about 6 guards, one in particular, who's sitting there with kind of like, a flat piece of wood with a paper on it, medieval clipboard, I don't know. And he's like, what do we have here? 3 individuals arrested for, what was this again? And he hands the clipboard to someone else, and they take it and go, for illegal kidnapping and trafficking. It looks as if they were running an illegal sexual ring operation of some sort, kidnapping people from out of town, bring them in here. There have been accusations of physical torment of these individuals as well. Rather gruesome bunch, it seems.
I stand up and I walk over to the bars. I say,
"Yeah.
How dare you? Those people are like family to me. I took them in when they had nowhere else to go. Gave them legitimate jobs. I gave them skills to work with. There's room for growth, advancement. And you accuse me of kidnapping those people? I know each and every one of their lives, their struggles and their dreams.
I haven't accused you of anything. It's all right here in the report. I'm simply reading it.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a shit pot somewhere? I got the nervous shits. I'm gonna need to go somewhere. You don't have a shit pot in this jail?
I do have a good blacksmith. If you want, he can drive a stake through your buttocks to keep it closed while you're here.
Do you have a small receptacle of any kind? A cup, perhaps.
There
Do you have of a vase?
You would not allow your prisoners to take a shit?
If you shit in my cell, you'll be expected to clean it before you leave.
Well, when will that be? I would like to know the answer to that question. I did
Well,
not kidnap
suppose
anyone,
we
for the record.
could
You see
make-
this guy? How could he kidnap anybody? He's like 2.5 feet tall.
We could certainly make it rather quick if you're so inclined.
Well, I mean,
Yes, indeed. With these charges, there's no reason to keep you here for long at all.
I feel like he's being intentionally vague about whether that means us getting released or getting killed. Anyone else getting that sensation?
I am
Yeah.
also feeling this way.
Just
I
just clarify that one for me, please. Do you mean us getting out as in being released, or us getting out as us being dead?
And whispering to a gentleman next to him and marking something down at the paper, he kind of nods to the rest, turns, ignores you, and continues walking on, doing rounds around the perimeter.
I turn to the other two in here and I take a drag on my cigar and say, "Well,
May I?
may you what?"
Try your cigar.
I guess. Here.
That is good. Very good.
You're an odd one, aren't you? Alright, so the writings on the wall here, they give us nowhere to shit. They clearly don't give us any food. It is going to be a very short-term stay for us in here, regardless.
Once again, I feel like we're skipping over the important thing, which is whether we're going to be released or dead. So
So,
I would like to get
what we need to,
clarify.
what we need to do is we need to keep an eye and see what they're doing with the other prisoners.
Matt, did
Yeah.
they take all of our stuff when we got here?
They took your weapons. So
Okay.
anything that my voice is laggy at times, I'm sorry, guys. I think that's my internet connection. And there's not too much I can do about it unless I'm gonna have to talk to my boy Tony Money about getting a new computer that I can hardwire in, because I think he has one waiting for the Inroads crew. So they took weapons, unless you guys have something weapon-wise that you could easily conceal. But I don't, you know. You don't
I
have
chose
any
a
rogues
I
hanging
chose a
in the group.
Tetsubo, so no.
Yeah. Really tough. So hi Logie B. Thanks for coming into chat. I am gonna say hi
I'm
to
not a
people in
violent
chat,
person.
by
I
the
do not
way.
have
I'm not
a
a-
zombie.
Yeah.
How much
and-
starch is in your clothes, Alstus?
Sorry.
Say that again.
How much starch is in your clothes? Like, how stiff are you if I was to just hold you like a club? Can you put your
I
hands
have
out like?
not-
Can you put your arms out like this?
I have not washed these clothes in quite a while, so
Would that be an improvised weapon if I was to use him as a weapon?
It'd be very difficult to use a gnome as a weapon, I think. So I will say, while they did take your weapons, and you were gone over rather thoroughly, to make sure, no knives in the boots, anything like that. They noticed you had money on you, but did not take it from you. So, right, like these are professional guards of the city. They are not roughhousing you or anything. So while justice maybe just one guy with a clipboard. Certainly, they are professionals, and they didn't take any other of your belongings.
I feel that if they were going to kill us, they would have taken everything of value from us.
Well,
And at this
Still
point,
the
you do
tools.
notice entering in through the entrance and being wheeled to in another of those caged wagons to another one of the cells, a bit far from you. But you clearly notice the individuals being brought in. One who's you notice first and catches your attention is Brunhilde, the half-orc that works for you, Dr. Euphoria. And also Beth the gnome is with her. A bit harder to see, but as you look a little closer, you certainly notice her. And you just see them being wheeled off. Brunhilde seems rather calm, like resigned. Her hands shackled before her. She had hands, right?
No.
Yeah, it was the other half. No, she was the one with no arms?
Yeah,
okay.
she was.
Well,
She didn't need to be
she's
shackled.
still resigned. Yeah, she's not so shackled. Beth, however, is pissed and gnawing on the wooden bars. To really no avail, but she seems to be extremely upset about being in here.
We can assume they were all arrested as well. That's a safe assumption that we can say that.
Those. So you don't know if some might have gotten away, arrested, what happened, but certainly those two are the only ones you've noticed so far. And periodically people come in. Often it's just guards. It's not like they're arresting half the city. You know what I mean? But as you've been here for a little bit now, you are seeing people periodically be brought in.
well, God help the ones who went after the hammer.
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering. I mean,
Minotaur, God, that is not a fate enemy.
I was just thinking that. I'm not hearing any screams in pain or ecstasy, so those are the only two things I hear with him is either pain or ecstasy.
Well, once he's got the scent of blood, there's no stopping him.
Oh Lord, I hope that doesn't happen.
Anyway, so
because I would be oh shit, I would be responsible for that.
How are we going to get out of here?
Well, we gotta. It would be illegal to break out of jail. Don't you know this? That's like step one.
They already think what you are doing is illegal.
Don't you have any trust in the justice system?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Has it ever worked for you before?
If it didn't, I wouldn't have gone through the trouble of paying
well,
for all
he's
those.
never been caught until now, so it's been working for him great so far.
I haven't. I didn't pay for all those licenses and permits for nothing.
No, you forged them all, damn it.
No, I did not. Those are legitimate.
All you needed.
Your name really
Was what?
Eugene Cosmo.
Yes, yeah. Eugene
It says it
Cosmo.
right there on his
Eugene
admissions
Cosmo.
application to UOPS.
Euphoria.
This is an interesting name.
Thank you. It's a tiefling name. I used to live with more tieflings, but then I left. I decided to come make my own way in the world. And a lot of good that this is doing me over here. This would have never happened in tiefling society. This would have never happened. This would have been handled with much more grace.
All right, huddle up real close. Let's give it a good scooch away from the guards.
Are you just able to just walk between the bars because you're so small?
I'm gonna scooch sideways until I feel like that I'm out of earshot of the guards.
Yeah, you can kind of huddle in the back area of this particular cell. It's not huge, but it's enough room for the four of you to kind of like sit comfortably on the floor. There's one kind of pseudo bed slab of stuff to the side that's probably no more comfortable than just sitting on the floor itself, but yeah, you kind of scoot back away from the bars a bit. There's no guards immediately around you, and again, that kind of din of noise, you feel pretty confident that unless someone's really trying to listen,
Oh,
they wouldn't be able to hear you.
All right. So I think I can get us out. But I'm gonna need your help to do it. Now, what I need is some kind of pitcher or jug of some kind,
all right.
and tools. So I think I can work with that, and maybe somebody to distract the guards when if the time comes. But yeah, I can get us out of here. No problem.
I have a water skin. If that will
Water
work.
skin? Yeah, that might work. I don't know. I never tried this before.
All right, come up to the front now. And as you turn, there is a wagon. A bit different than the one that brought you in, though still covered and caged. This one is caged not with a wooden kind of shell around it, but metal, in fact. And it looks far more reinforced. Pulling this wagon are two mules, and there is a very well equipped kind of contingency of guards around it. Very well armored, crossbows in hand, swords, weapons. And actually, there seems to be almost like on top of the cage is like a couple little perches for two people to sit as well. And there's one guard in particular that's like, come to the front. You do notice there are already a couple individuals inside that cage.
What can we see from where we are? Who's in the cage? If we recognize them or anything like that?
Yeah, so as you all kind of turn around and look towards the front, it's no one that you recognize. One seems to be a female human, fairly young, and just kind of like crying in the corner. Another one is what appears to be a male half elf, and he looks kind of pissed, right? Like, and he's a bit better dressed than like you guys. He's probably middle class-ish or so, just pretty decently well off. And he is looking like, I can't believe that this is happening to me, and kind of like looking around at these people, his arms folded, him sitting in the side, well away from like the kind of dirty crying girl.
I walk to the front.
Yeah, I will too.
All right. And he opens up the front. The back of the cage is opened. And they say, climb in.
Where are we going? I respectfully request to know.
Somewhere you'll need this much protection. Go. And he kind of like shoves you in the shoulder
All right.
towards the cage.
I go in and make eye contact with the human girl, and I wink at her.
She kind of looks at you. Roll an insight check for me.
Insight?
There we go. First roll of the night. Let's
20. Natural 20.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, buddy. So you notice a couple things with this little Winky Poo. So she stops rather abruptly, like confused by what you're doing and the situation, and it doesn't quite seem to make sense, especially because she is absolutely pretending, you realize, to be this distraught. You see this kind of very shrewd look on her face as you wink, and like gives you this like, what are you doing? I don't know what game you're trying to play, and then remembers that she has her facade down for just a second and goes kind of right back to like weeping quietly in the corner, and at that point kind of covers her face a bit.
Alright, I kind of do like and kind of give her a look like, and I kind of nod my head a little bit like, I see what you're about. And I don't say anything, but I just turn back around with my back to her.
Yeah, and the other two guys are being ushered into there as well. If you are following.
I mean, yeah. I guess I'll go with the cage again. That's fine.
You do not need to push me so harshly.
Go ahead then.
What time is it?
Time to get in the cage.
Yeah, so it was already nighttime when you were arrested, so it's probably fairly late into the night at this point.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so
How
you
is it
guys
lit
are
down here?
loaded.
Just torchlight? Like, is it just torchlight and it's just black otherwise? I mean, we're in the caves, right?
Yeah, so in this, so right now you're in that big like antechamber thing, and there is some torchlight. It was actually pretty dark in the cell areas. Most of it comes from kind of like these tables and almost like different stations that are set up throughout the center, kind of where the guards are. And
Okay.
they might, some of them you notice some is candlelight where they might have a candle next to some paperwork they're doing, but a lot of it was just torches around. And kind of like collectively casting this uneven glow throughout. And at this point, so you're loaded in, and as you guys get in, two of the individuals with the crossbows just climb the side of the cage onto the top of it, which you can't see out of the top. The top is kind of flat, but the sides are bars, so you can see out of all of the sides.
Fancy.
You can hear them kind of like rustling around up front. On the front of the carriage is one individual who is the driver and another one with a crossbow. And as the mules kind of like take this and do a wide turn around to go kind of a bit behind where you were, you notice that there are two more with crossbows and then four more with two have like big glaives and two have swords. As this kind of like, I don't know, this army sortie is kind of like turning around with you in tow. And the mules are slowly walking as you hear as that second portcullis is lifted to allow, excuse me, your carriage to go deeper into the mines.
Now, I don't know too much about the army anymore, but I do think that this seems to be a little bit overkill for an old man, his manservant, and a cat.
I'm sorry, I am not your manservant. I don't know where you got that from.
I'm sorry, his gnome servant and a cat.
Thank you.
A knife
Are you
ear,
saying that to anyone in particular?
a knife ear, and a crying little girl. You need half a platoon for that?
A knife ear? Excuse yourself.
Excuse what? You held in this cage same as me. A lot of good all that elf blood, did you?
Love good all that devil blood's doing you there.
What makes
All
What were
right,
you
all
arrested
right.
for?
Listen, everyone's got different blood. All right, you got devil blood, you got elf blood, you got cat blood. I got gnome blood. That's all right. We can get along.
My
agree
crime
with
was
you.
giving jobs to pretty
I
boys
do
like
agree.
you.
The question is, are we going to be killed? How do we get out of here?
The lot of you, perhaps. I, however, I'll do just fine down here.
Yeah. What is that?
I have connections.
Ooh, connections. Like what?
More than you would ever know.
Oh, don't I? I'm connected to quite a few people in the city. I know quite a lot. I've met quite a lot of people. I help quite a lot of people meet the unique needs and desires that they need. That gets me some connections. That gets me some information. That gets me a little bit of power. It may not be the prettiest bit of power. It may not be a pretty knifier version of connections, but it's connections. If Dr. Euphoria disappears, a number of services that are important to the city also disappear.
So you're that type. Most disreputable.
Don't
God,
lecture
I
me
thought
with your
she was bad enough.
don't lecture me with your petty morality. Everyone has their base desires, and I provide that service.
Disreputable. How did you end up down here in the same place as us?
How did I end up down here? I am a manager for a business, an exotic creature business, and some of our permits may have lapsed.
So we got some more
These
in common
things
than you think.
happen.
Gets you every time. It's a big
What kind of creatures do you speak of?
Brant.
Well, our specialty was highly poisonous creatures.
Poisonous or venomous?
Mostly because their wonderful coloration is very unique. Often, the more poisonous, the more beautiful a creature is. This may have been happening outside of the eyes of the taxing authorities.
Now who's the plague of society? I always paid
A
my
plague,
taxes.
excuse me.
I always paid my taxes. And here you are. Looking down on me. Here I was thinking that we had a little bit more in common than I thought. And now I'm starting to think that maybe you are the one that has the issues. Not me.
What
Down
makes
on.
his potential crime any worse than yours?
My
His
crime.
potential.
My potential crime? My potential
Alleged
crime.
crime.
My potential crime is not real. I'm innocent.
Alleged.
Alleged. You know those people. You know
I'm
those,
innocent as well.
but you said that your permits expired.
I am sure
May
you are
have
hardly.
expired.
I am sure you are hardly innocent.
None of us that walk this earth are innocent.
Then
That's-
don't say that you.
However,
That's true. I can agree
be
with this.
thrown underground. Awful. Barbarous practice.
Hey, underground isn't so bad. I mean, it's not that bad. It's all right. Tunnels, rocks. It's not the worst thing.
Some
Well,
of us are more suited to this than others.
I suppose that's true. For instance, any cell that I'm put in
Must get
would seem
used
bigger
to
to me than your cells, even though we are in the same space. Think about that, for instance.
I don't have time for your philosophy, Alstus. We're being put underground.
What are the
and underground you go.
aren't the torches like still lining this passageway?
Say that again.
Are the torches still lining the passageway?
All right, good question. Yeah. So as you're moving along, for a while they are, and as you go, little by little, there seems to be less and less lighting until the only light is coming from the torches attached and affixed to the cage you are on, illuminating just the general air.
And what
area
can I
around
see in
you
the
go through
surround-
several different yeah, so you go through several different openings. The first couple kind of open like those big portcullis doors again, although smaller than the original ones you went through. It's good. It's always good to get smacked in the face by a cat midstream.
Used to it.
Some of them are just large kind of wooden doors. They're pulled open as you go by and closed and locked again behind you. So after a while, they seem to be mostly just tunnels and then guards manning the different doorways or gates that you go through. After a while, and now that there are no more torches, you can still see the tunnels are a bit wider here, although you can still see fairly closely either side, and there are a lot of offshoots, like a lot, and there's a lot of twisting. It does not go straight at all as you're walking. What you see is largely just the stone and earth around you, except that after a while, as you're looking, actually, why don't all three of you roll perception checks for me? And we'll see exactly what you see. Ooh, the good doctor don't see too much.
9.
Throwing up them deuces.
I got
A
10.
That's a 9.
9.
That's a 9 from me.
And a 10.
Oh.
All right.
He's like, finally some
It's
bad
hard
rolls.
to see, right? Like, it is actually dark. Love it, man. Bad rolls are my favorite, let me tell you. But no, not Dokai. You're Dokai.
I have dark vision, yeah.
What in the world is your character's name, Mike? And why can't I find it on my piece of paper?
My name is Aelstus.
Give him the whole name.
Alstus.
Whole name, please, now. So the viewers
Aelstus
know.
Yabado Babinab Nelson Diego.
And
Damn it!
gotta love the gnomes, man. And you do have dark vision as well, right?
I sure do.
Okay. You start noticing that Tony asked what his name was, and it's definitely Baron. Way far back and kind of hiding behind other rocks, outcroppings, or curves. Every once in a while, you start seeing figures, vaguely humanoid, but they're too far away to really make out well. And you start pointing them out to your companions in there. And it seems that there are others kind of through these offshoot tunnels and watching you as you all go by.
As we're going, I'm going to attempt to try to get some sense of like the direction, almost like making a mental map of the way we came. If I need to try to get out of here eventually, I want to have some sense of my bearings. If I can.
Sure. Why don't you roll just a straight survival?
Survival.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. All right. So it is a bit hard as you're going to keep track. There are a lot of twists and turns, but I think your general directionality
And my rock gnome
kind of like you're
sensibility
kind of
too.
trying to keep your I think it might take you a while, but you can probably you can probably find your way back generally into this area,
Sure.
right? You're watching some of the carvings. You're going through some of the larger tunnels, right? Like you're not going through the smaller ones. You like, oh, okay, I get a couple landmarks. I can probably figure it out as you go. And also, I would say with a 15, that's pretty good. You also get a general sense of directionality here. So as you're going southward, you're generally curving around westward, so south and west. Which, since you know, east leads to the sea, west is kind of further into the stone.
Does there seem to be any kind of ventilation down here? Like, is the smoke from all the torches going somewhere?
Yeah, good question. It we'll just use that same survival check. There definitely must be ventilation, right? You get that. However, probably not in the main tunnel where you are.
Okay. So pretty smoky.
Actually, fairly smoke, but it dissipates rather quickly. Which, again, I was gonna have you roll like an insight or something.
I can roll.
Fine. You just roll twice in a row. We're good. No, I would say you would say from that any type of ventilation or anything is probably fairly close by in the surrounding tunnels.
Okay.
And also rather it must be there rather often, right? Like the ventilation can't be so spaced out. The air feels all right. It's not particularly thick or anything. And actually, you notice you're not going at a decline. You're staying pretty flat, pretty level, generally.
Okay. It's pretty good prison here. I have to say, air quality is good. It's important.
Well,
And one of the guards who you did not think was listening is like, glad you appreciate it.
I do. It's very important. You know, you prevent a lot of disease that way. Airflow is crucial to maintaining public health, even in these environments.
we will not die of asphyxiation.
Did you all have a good meal before you came in?
No.
We had eggs. Well, eggs. We
I
had
hope
those.
it was all right.
I think I took a bite of a vegetable or something. I don't know. I tasted something. You don't happen to have a shit pot on you, do you?
No.
Well, where do you shit? What's the plumbing situation like down here?
Stop in these tunnels. The plumbing? And he actually like, looks over to other people and is like, and they're like,
Let me speak to your supervisor about this.
You're gonna have to figure that out on your own.
Well, there's got to be some kind of outflow to the ocean, I assume. We're out in the cliffs.
There may be indeed.
You hear that, Eugene? There may be indeed.
Alstus, are you trying to make one of these guards wear you like a boot?
No, I'm not. I'm simply getting a measure of the sanitation down here. It's very important.
You are a very good worker, and I respect you, but sometimes you need to learn to take a step away from your job.
As a prisoner,
And
Why do
this
you
will
care
be our
so much
primary
about-
concern in the coming days and months, maybe
Why do you
years.
care so much about the quality of this prison?
because someday he
Well,
wants to be manager, okay?
gonna
Everywhere he
be-
goes, he seeks to move up.
That's right.
The goal is to get out of here as quickly
Well,
as
think about it. Also, I am more longer lived than you two, so whatever time we spend here, if it does not result in our death, will be less of my total lifetime than yours.
Speaking of which, that reminds me, and I turn to the bars. I say, "What's gonna happen to the others? What's gonna happen to my kids?"
I have no idea. We're just a transport.
Yeah, young Jerry
No, not Jerry. I'm talking about Broomhilda and Beth
and Darlene
and Darlene. Yes, all
and
of
the
them.
twins
All of them.
and the hammer.
Yes, and the hammer. I adopted him. He's adopted, but I love him just the same.
He
Well-
loved that bicycle you got him last year. It was at Hell's Leaving present you got him. Oh, he loved it so much he rode around it.
Listen. All right, I'm gonna be honest here with you.
something strange about a
I'll-
hammer riding a bicycle.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If we're not going back, tell them Tell them I'm sorry. They don't deserve this. And to burn all the pictures.
No, those etchings? Those
Yeah.
are beautiful.
Don't let them
No,
get out.
That's art.
Don't let them.
That's art.
No, we
Don't
can't.
let it tell you otherwise.
No, we can't let the etchings get out
Is it
because
disturbing? Yes.
no, because
Is
it
it art?
is because I have a professional obligation to not let any of the etchings get out.
If they will be a museum piece in the coming years when they look back on this time. You cannot let those etchings be destroyed.
I cannot let etchings of the noble families
I have
doing
no
stuff that they
desire.
shouldn't be doing in public get out.
Complete.
That's not
Everyone already knows that Sabir
Of
boy. He's been in half the brothels this side of the
of course
freaking river.
of course they know, but they don't. Nobody officially knows. They just have the conjecture.
That Sabir boy. Is he one of the
Uh,
family members? One of those
Yeah, younger
major
son.
families?
Yep.
Is this why I'm in here? Did somebody finally get like too scared that somebody out here knows what they're about?
Or the itch.
No, nobody's judging them. It's a judge-free environment at the at the Dr. Euphoria House of Oddities.
I doubt they would imprison us over the itch.
Maybe it's one of the other ones.
Half of Gujar probably has the itch because of your place.
Maybe it's something worse. It's some festering down there.
Oh, that would not be good.
If I get out of here, I'll give all of you half off on your next visit, just so you know. No matter how this goes. You guys have been very accommodating when you could have just been total assholes.
I'm gonna kind of like nudge him hard and kind of whisper to him, "Don't add bribery to our crimes."
I'm not bribing them. I'm forging a positive rapport. You would know this if you were a business person.
I am not a business person, but
I know,
I
and there's a
understand
reason.
People.
Wow, this is a one
Not worth.
car ride. Jeez.
Yeah. No.
We're
Well,
going
that
deep.
same guard actually says he says, not worth giving us any money. You'll never see us again. All in all, you are on this cart for probably an hour and a half, maybe up to 2
Has the human woman just been
hours.
weeping the entire time?
moving further into this cliffside. Yeah, and obviously, and the fact that it's been like 2 hours and she's still fake crying, might at this point, right, like people's emotions tend to work themselves out before then, and they might as well like fall asleep or something. But the fact that she's on it tells you a couple things. That she is committed to the bit, A, and B, she's extremely alert. You see her head keep darting back and forth, and where Alstus kind of like is able to like point out different people as you see start like maybe small groups of individuals far back into the cavern. Often, Alstus, you're finding you can point out those groups of people because she's already looking there. The girl across the way. But after about that hour and a half, 2 hour-ish mark, you all arrive at a large, round room. And there's like several different exits off of this chamber. The ceiling's a bit higher, it looks like, than it was before, and the cart stops in the middle of it. You hear the 2 individuals with crossbows on top kind of like shuffling around a little bit. And it sounds as if they're standing up on top. And the guards are talking to each other. They're looking around. They seem to be making sure the area is secure. And then the back of the wagon is opened, and the same guard wordlessly kind of gestures for you to come on off.
I offer the girl who was on the floor, I offer her my hand to help her stand up.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 23. It's a
She
natural.
takes it.
It's a natural 20,
She
by the
kinda
way.
Gives you
Eric has only rolled natural 20s this game.
yeah.
Only with
you're
this
at
girl.
home now. She
With this
kinda,
girl.
like, looks at you. Enough. She wipes off her face a little bit, and as she does, she gives you a wink. Back as she takes your hand, and you all exit off of this. The half elf gentleman last, and as you're all there, one of the other guards starts coming by and starts undoing all of your shackles and taking the shackles from you.
Well, there we go. That's good treatment right there. Take my freedom movement back.
While that's happening, the one that was pretty talkative, looks at all of you and says, "Any food on you?"
No.
I have a turnip. It's a small one.
You want to hand that over?
All right.
Eat it. Eat it real quick so I can't take it from you.
You can have it. There you go. It's
Yeah.
it's one of the shitty lumpy ones that Alstus gave me for when he was looking them over. It probably has a bug or something in it.
Yeah. So he takes it and kind of just throws it in the back of the wagon. Honestly, though, any other food that you have, rations, anything of the sort, you want to unload now.
Any particular reason? Like, I'm not against it, but why?
Because we're going to leave you here. And if you have food on you, you'll be killed for it.
Oh,
Nope. Nothing. I don't need
You
to eat
have
that
no-
much, actually. Very low metabolism. I don't have that much body mass.
I'll give him the few rations that I have.
Okay. Yeah, he just takes it and puts it in the back of the wagon. He says, "Listen, you don't want to have a weapon or any food found on you until you know what you're doing here."
well, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
Fuck.
Good luck figuring it out, though. All right, turn it around. And they start. The people on top of the wagon who are standing up kind of sit back down quick, and the mules that did like kind of like a pretty slow meandering to get here. You can see that they're kind of stepping it up a little bit on the way back. And he says, "So there's all these different exits out of here. Take any of them except the one we take."
All right.
All right. Okay. And like the carts turn around, he says, "Best of luck to you." And he kind of like starts going off after the car as it's hitting across the fairly uneven ground. And as it starts to go down this tunnel and far away, you are left in increasing, and fairly soon complete darkness. Perception checks, guys.
11.
Okay.
11.
18.
Don't you? I don't know. Never mind.
That Alstus is a mighty perceptive fellow.
It's that dark
here.
vision.
Yeah, that dark vision and that you're in rocks, man. You're
It's
home.
my natural environment.
This really high ceiling in this particular strange round chamber kind of like goes up high and tapers to a point. There does seem to be ventilation at the top of this chamber. And it's the first chamber that you've actually physically been in that has that. And as you look up, the covering up there seems to actually be a hole, and you can't see too far because you know your dark vision is gone, but there does seem to be a hole towards the top of this, and it seems rather sizable actually.
Ah.
How
Like
high is the
if you could
ceiling?
Spider-Man your way up there.
This reminds me of
the ceiling in this chamber.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. This
Yeah,
Sorry.
the ceiling in this chamber, the ceiling is probably like 15 feet up, but kind of like domes out towards the top. So the hole itself is probably closer to 1820 thereabouts.
This reminds me this old scroll I read once called The Dark Knight Rises, where they escape through the ceiling.
Stop. You gotta stop reading those scrolls or watch your brain.
Yeah, the second one was better anyway.
You get all your scrolls, your etchings.
So it's totally
Matt.
dark because it's night. Yeah,
Dark as night. Black as the
It's
darkest night.
totally
midnight.
it's totally dark because you are underground. And it also happens to be night.
So the walls are like natural cavern, like rock, dirt.
Yeah, and as you go over, you kind of like brush your hand over them. They do seem to be natural and carved. This all seems to be kind of an intricate amount of tunnels throughout here.
I'm gonna we still have the shackles on.
No, we
so-
got them. Well, those are taken off.
No,
Alright.
no, nope. They were taken off of you, taken
Okay.
away. So you are totally at your own devices.
All right.
Minus weapons and any food that you kind of handed over.
I'm going to try to start climbing the wall with my claws.
Oh, I've got dark vision too.
Yeah, make an athletics check.
Getting there in dark vision these days. Disgrace.
15 plus. You said athletics?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Okay. So you are kind of like climbing in and finding rungs, and you can start going. It's really slow. And the chamber, it's and as you start getting a little bit higher, it does pitch out, so you'd be almost upside down. And you're there, and I think the other two are kind of like watching you as you're doing it. And as you're trying to like figure out, okay, like I'm like 15 feet in the air on this stone wall. Okay, this seems to be a thing that's possible, a thing I might be able to do. But you're like, but I'm gonna have to go upside down now. I'm not gonna have leverage. How am I gonna figure that out? As you're trying to figure that out, you hear a scream. And as you turn around to see what that scream was, do all of you have dark vision?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Looks like we do.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the human.
Then you. Not the human. That's what. Yeah, but all of you guys, we got Tabaxi, Gnome, and Tiefling, so all have it. Tabaxi, I wasn't sure, but that cats, whatever.
Well, them expansion races.
You.
You know how the heck
Ugh.
all the abilities. Dark vision.
You see.
Power creep.
Off kind of towards the other side of this cavern, you see the half-elf that was in there with you, and you see him being torn apart.
Damn it! I was gonna do something. Damn it.
Yeah, no, he
Oh, well.
is. There are roll. Somebody roll a D8 for me.
D20. Eric, would you
7.
like to-
All right, I don't like this
I was
guy.
thinking about eight's good. Eight's good.
All
I got
right.
a
A
7.
7?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there are a group of 7 individuals, humanoid creatures, and they have, like, you see him scream, and he has these big wide eyes, as he's pulled down to the ground, and they are tearing him. You actually can hear the tearing of flesh. At first, you think they must be tabaxi or other monsters with claws, but you actually notice they have these kind of hooked claws. One of the individuals down on the ground and stabbing him and wrenching the flesh, one hand after the other as he goes, as the rest of them kick him while he's down and stand around. What do you do?
No,
How far am I from the top of the cave?
Yeah, so you're up the wall about 15 feet, and it's a pretty sizable thing. So to get up from the hole, besides having to climb like upside down to get there, you're probably um, 20, 25 feet away from like the edge of that big hole in the ceiling that you say.
Where's
Okay.
the
I have
where's
a,
the
I have a
human?
climb
Oh.
speed of 30 feet, so
But I would say you can't climb upside down. You'd have to figure a way. Even the wall is difficult to climb, right? Because it's pretty much just worked stone. But to
Okay.
go like
inverted,
up
yeah.
at a
Yeah.
Where's
inverted angle, yeah.
Is the human
Yeah.
girl right with us?
Actually, at this, she looks around.
She's right there.
Let me go roll
But she's
for her.
right. I was going to just grab
She's
her.
fairly close to you.
All right, I'm gonna grab her and like fireman over my shoulder, and we're just gonna. I'm gonna also grab Alstus, and we're just gonna
Oh.
move in the other direction.
You can try to grab her, but she
I'm gonna-
actually moves about as quickly as you do.
I'm gonna
And
say,
she
come
kind
on.
of like looks around. Yeah, and she kind of flinches when you come near, waits for a second, looks down the tunnel that you're kind of gesturing towards, and nods.
So I grab her, pick her up, and
Starts going.
we're gonna start moving. We're gonna try to make less noise. We're just gonna kind of casually just let's move quietly. Let's just go, because he must have had something on him. We're not dealing with that. We're just gonna go this way.
Yeah, you guys can roll a stealth check. And again, this is less to be like you're sneaking into somewhere, but more just to be like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be noticed. I'm going to kind of like piece out down this corridor.
Modified 20.
Nice. 20,
14.
20, 13, 14. Yeah, you guys are going. I'm going to use, that was for a perception for her, but let's just to see how she, yeah, and she's got a nat 20 for this chick too. So she actually, you grab her and start going, and she kind of like hits you on the back, just to not to, but like to say like let me down.
Actually,
And
now
as she hits the
you roll
ground,
a 20 for her instead of a d20. Why don't you roll a d20 and see how she fucking does?
oh, I should put the D in front of
Fucking
it.
cheat codes over here. Try to see those nat
Just
20s.
roll a well,
There you go.
you're right. It's
It's only a 19.
it's only a nat 19 plus her stat, so not a nat 20, but still a very very sneaky stat. And she does kind of like keep up with you. Roll as she's going. You look over and you do in fact notice that she has a dagger in her hand that must have come from somewhere on her person, but you're not entirely sure where.
All right, I put it down and I just say, "Can you see?"
No.
All right. Just I put her hand like on my my shirt and be like, "Just hold on.
Yeah.
Don't get
Yeah, and
separated."
she does, and she actually kind of like broken, uneven nails. You can kind of feel like digging into your back a little bit as she does not want. She's able to keep up with you, not too much of a problem, but she definitely doesn't want to lose you in what to her is entirely complete darkness.
I would have
Right.
kind
well-
of climbed down and followed at this point as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So as you guys are going, making your way away from here, what is your path? What is your, what are you attempting to do? You're in unknown tunnels that are curvy and weird. Although from the roll earlier, Alstus, you have a pretty decent sense of direction to know where
Alright,
you're going.
I can get us out.
All right, I'll just lead the way.
Well, first I need my tools.
You were raised in the rocks, so
Need a little bit of time, but I think I can figure something out here. Get us out of here.
can you talk to the rocks? Is that a thing, or is that like a story? Is that like a kid story?
No, not about the rocks. Not about the rocks. Now, do one of you two have anything like I could use?
A what?
Anything like a belt or a length of twine or
I have a rope.
cord? You have rope. Good. That's good. Yeah, I can work with that. I'm gonna need a little time, but I can put something together. No problem.
I would take out my rope and hand it to Alstus.
So,
All right, let me get my tools out.
what you gonna do?
Let me worry about that.
We should all worry about that.
I'm gonna fix this rope.
What does this mean? Fix it.
There it is.
I'm gonna make it work better. I'm going to
So-
improve. I'm going to improve upon it. You see, this rope has several design flaws that I am going to fix. And when I'm done, it'll help us escape this godforsaken place. I'm gonna work. Do my work. You all have a chat. Do a chit chat. I'll figure
Alright,
this
so
out.
what are you guys doing? It is late at night, well into probably the wee hours of the morn, as you are moving through these tunnels. You will have to rest fairly soon.
Yeah, I need a long
to
rest to
not
do what I'm
get a
doing, by the
level of
way. So
exhaustion.
we need to rest at some. We need to like keep. We need to take a break at some point so I can do this thing.
All right, I'm going to turn to the human girl and say, "What's your name?"
What do you say? Sorry, I missed that.
What's your name? What do I call you?
Maya.
Maya. All right, Maya. Here's what's gonna happen.
You forgot to tell her your name?
My name is Dr. Euphoria. You can call me Eugene for the time being.
Ooh, let me roll. Oh, she kind of squints. She says, and she's not young. She's probably like a young teenager. She might be 14, 15 years old, now that you kind of get a better look at her. And she kind of looks at you, she goes, I've heard of you. One of my friends went to work for you.
Which one?
Jeanette?
Jeanette? Human, right? Missing two of her toes?
Yeah. I don't remember her missing two of her toes.
She was missing one of her toes when she got here. But she's a good worker. She would run orientation for a while. She did a really good job.
She told me I should have gone and worked for you.
It's like a family. Where people don't really fit. They find somewhere to fit. They do the things that they're good at, that they enjoy doing. Make a living during it.
What were you orienting your people towards?
The profession? Well, regardless. What I was saying
The
was...
profession.
Just did real good at the bake sale. Big PTO booster, that one. Real good time.
Anyway, Maya, regardless of what happens, right now, the four of us are our best chance of surviving this. Right now, we are all family. Right now, we need to look out for each other. Right now, you guys are going to rest, and I'm going to stay awake, and I'm going to keep my eye out.
Well, we can take turns.
Like I said.
Eugene, don't go being a hero. We can take turns, okay? You can watch out, and then I can watch out, and then Dokai can watch out, and then Maya can watch out, and we can all take turns together. Teamwork.
I don't know how much watching I can do. I can't see anything.
That's the point I was making. And I kind of put I look towards Alsis and I kind of wave my hand in front of her face.
And she kind of like slaps your hand. She's like, I'm not dumb. I know what's happening. I can't see things from far away. I mean, I can stay awake and listen, but if people are quiet.
Well, you did use up a lot of energy crying that whole time,
I don't
so I don't know how much rest you must need a lot of rest.
Why do you say that?
Crying is a energy intensive activity now, isn't it?
I think bullshitting's a pretty energy intensive activity too.
You are not wrong.
I love this banter, but there's some goddamn man-eaters out there. Can we get fucking rest?
Go to sleep, Alstus.
No, I do not. I need to work. Okay, I need to work. You all need to
Maybe we should move further into the cave. first.
back. If we don't got, listen.
Is this a place? Is this a safe place to be, Alstus? Listen to the rocks. Tell me what.
Listen, Eugene. It's all the same down here, man. It's fucking dark. It's fucking made of rock, and there's some goddamn monsters out there that are about to tear us all apart. So let's cut out the banter, and let's fucking do our jobs and get the hell out of here. How about that? We good on that, sir? Doctor? We good on that? Good. Okay. Great. Take first watch.
I prefer to call you Cosmo.
You may call me Dr. Euphoria.
You have not earned the respect of Doctor yet.
You have come to my establishment many times and had many services given upon you. You will call me Dr. Euphoria.
Just because I paid for those services does not mean I received them.
Go to
Doctor,
sleep.
what's your doctorate in? What do you got your doctorate in?
Intercourse.
Ah, yeah.
Of course you would say it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna get to work. You all have a good time. I'll see you in the morning. Or
Great.
what?
First watch.
All right, Doc. Why don't you roll a perception check?
Here comes that one. Oh, that's not too bad. 13.
Man, I hope.
13.
All right, how do I roll secret? I don't want you guys to know.
I mean, you
I'm
could
gonna
just roll a die on the table. That'd be more dramatic.
I don't have any upstairs. They're all downstairs. Now you all know I rolled a 4. Nothing's coming after you because I rolled a 4. You know how this works. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, I don't know that though. I'm very alert.
All right. Yeah. So, Dr. Euphoria, as you, Sir Doctor, keep your watch, you realize a couple things. Where you kind of lay down, kind of off to the side of this cavern, it doesn't seem to be you're not sure if because it's nighttime people are less active or what, but it doesn't seem to be a very traversed part of this kind of like labyrinth of caverns down here, as far as you can tell. But you definitely hear noises from either end. Every once in a while, you hear people moving. At one point, you hear people shouting, though they do seem rather far away, and it's hard to really tell where it's coming from. And then you wait for the noises to get closer or louder, but they don't. Everything goes okay, but it is rather tense during your watch. But you are all safe. And thank you, Josh, for telling me how to roll on the sneaky sneaky. Who is gonna take the second watch?
I'll take it.
All right. Roll a perception check for me. Yeah, maybe. Oh, 2GM. Oh, yeah. I just sent it to myself. Okay. Yeah, you all die. I rolled a nat 20. No, not really. Okay. So same thing. Can I assume, Dr. Euphoria, that you kind of give him the lowdown when he takes over?
I tell him it's a little scarier than it actually was, so that way he'll actually pay attention.
Yeah.
It's really spooky, guys.
Okay. Embellish. So as you're kind of looking around, keeping things, same thing. Although it's a bit quieter than maybe you would have expected, based on what you heard. There are definite noises, though they're rather indistinct and seemingly at a distance. You are kept kind of on edge the same way for a while, but the sounds don't seem to get closer. It seems that you've stopped down in a fairly decent little spot for yourself. So again, your watch goes off without a hitch, and everything is hunky-dory.
Hunky dory.
Excellent. Very good.
All right, is Alstis going next, or are you gonna wake up Maya?
Well, we'll take it together. She can help me out. I'm gonna do some. I'm working on some stuff as we're, as I'm preparing my
Well,
procedures.
in order to get, if you're each watching for a couple hours, in order to get a full rest with a watch the whole time.
We can do it in thirds, right? That would still be a full rest. First, second, third
Can
watch.
you? I think rules is written.
four
It says no,
watches.
but we've always done it that way. Yeah, that's
Really?
fine. So Maya will
No,
wake up.
I'm a rule. I listen to the rules. Take my watch.
I thought rules is written was 2 hours, but I'm not terribly worried. For 2 years we've been doing.
No. It's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it on my own. I'll do it all by me onesie.
Okay.
Perception.
All right.
Me onesie.
Yeah, roll a.
Sure. I'm really good at that, guys. It's okay. Where is it? 5. That's a.
Yep, there it is. Okay.
I see. I saw great. Makes sense because I'm working right now. I'm not paying attention that much.
So what are you working on during your rest?
I'm trying to fix this rope because it is not functioning the way it should.
Jesus Christ.
What does that mean? What do you want the rope to do?
So I'm gonna take out my tinker's tools, and I'm gonna just jigger a little
Okay.
bit. I'm just gonna jerry rig something here, and I am gonna make this rope into a rope climbing. Real good rope. Damn good rope.
The knots periodically throughout
Oh,
gym class.
knots! You ain't never seen knots like this.
Who are you
Mickey.
talking to?
It is going to be great, and at the same time, I'm going to make another thing that I will create out of Dokai's water skin, and I will work on that as well, as I am waiting to be devoured by these fucking Morlocks.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Was that a reference to the time machine?
so-
Yes, an educated man, the doctor he is. Anyway,
things-
I'm also going to work on that. Okay.
Okay. First things first. Why don't you do a tinkering check for the rope? I assume you are proficient, right,
I am.
with tinkering tools. So it's going to be a dex check plus proficiency.
How do I roll that even?
Just roll a d20 and see what happens. and
It's,
then
yeah, it's gonna be a dex check, and then you're just gonna add your proficiency modifier to it, so a +2.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Is there a way to just roll a dex check?
Just click on Dex, right? Isn't that how that works?
Okay, yeah, there we go. Makes sense.
I have.
Boom, baby. Natural 20. That's how you do it.
Woo!
Well, that's a 25. It's gonna be real good rope, kids.
I was gonna call. I was gonna call some bullshit on trying to do a fancy rope and a water skin thing in the same watch, but goddamn, with a nat 20, you are paying no attention to your surroundings whatsoever. But boy howdy, you are
I'm in the zone.
tinkering away
I am in the zone.
AutoZone.
masterfully.
Auto zone.
And your watch is just over. You're like, ha ha, ha, and you're looking around like hoping people see and take revel in the wonderful things that you've created, and then you remember you're supposed to be watching.
Oh,
when
shit.
you're sleeping. But your watch is up, and you're alive.
Well, I'm gonna wake up Maya then.
Okay. She wakes up and kind of jumps and like doesn't know who it is at first, and then has to like kind of remember where she is. All right. I'll listen, and if I hear something, I'll wake you up.
Yeah. Yep. Just quietly try to, and just wake me up first, because I think I can get us out of here if I need to. Well, time to go to sleep.
There we go, big.
All right.
Here we go.
I can't tell if that was for Maya or the monster. Shit.
Well, I'm doing that for somebody.
I had to do a GM roll that time. Huh?
Somebody rolled a 20.
Okay. You all wake up fairly close together. Same amount of time. And as you wake up, you notice a couple things. First of all, you kind of feel as if you've slept a little longer than maybe you should have. As if you weren't waking up. The second thing you noticed is that Maya is gone. She is nowhere to be seen. And the third thing you notice is that there are other people here. Dokai, why don't you roll a d6 for me? You want to come on, GM tips. Just have people roll for dumb shit like this too. Okay, so there are two individuals who are both human and have no light source. And this is why you notice them, because they're kind of feeling their way around up and down the walls and kind of talking to one another. And they're doing so fairly quietly, honestly. But the fact is that they are practically right on top of you while they're doing it. Hey, do you see anything? No, nothing over here. What do you all do?
I would very. Oh, you said we all wake up. All right. So.
I don't move. I just stay perfectly still. I don't make any noise.
I would try and like get a decent look at them while I'm not moving. See if they have any weapons on them or anything.
Yeah, roll a perception check for me.
24.
Okay. Yeah, so that's really good. You notice they do not kind of get a good look though in like the black and white view that you get with your dark vision, and you notice that they are lean and they are dirty. And with that perception, I think you not just see them, but they're so close, you smell them as well, and they have a reek to them of people who are not bathed in quite some time. And they look dodgy and desperate.
And what are they wearing? What are they wearing for clothes? Just basic tattered clothes, or
yeah, their clothes. Yeah, rather normal kind of like shirt and trouser garb that would be worn by people. No shoes. They do not have shoes. And the clothes that seem like, to be regular are well past their prime.
Okay. When one of them gets particularly close, like close, I'm going to get my hand up, and I'm going to grab at their shirt, and I'm going to just say, in the most stern way I possibly can, Where's the girl?
Say that again. I missed it.
I'm gonna grab her and grab him by the shirt and just be like, "Where's the girl?
Too many of those damn Dark Knight scrolls again.
Where is she?"
God damn.
Am I?
Was in his room.
Okay.
Etching. Scrolls.
All right.
There.
Sorry, y'all froze on me there for a sec. It was
I
probably
grab her
me
by
that
I grab him by the
froze.
shirt.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Okay. At that, I need Batman and everyone else to roll initiative.
All right.
Shit.
I don't get like a intimidation or anything on that. Just go straight to it.
Yeah, man. The second you grab, they didn't know you were there. They're already super dodgy. The second you grab them, they're going into it.
Initiative.
But I will say you have a hold on him.
How do I do initiative on this? Oh, just click. Did you click this? There we
Did
go.
you click initiative?
Woo!
That. There you go.
Nice. What did you get, Dokai?
Did that send it?
12. Okay. So Mega, and then we have Alstis, and then we have Mr. Euphoria, because he doesn't have his doctorate yet. He's waiting for the paperwork to go through. And then we have.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. All right. So first things first, the guy that you're holding is going to attempt to punch you in the mouth.
Okay.
While
he's
and
grappling.
that's a 17 to. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a true grapple, but either way, he gets a 17 to hit.
Yeah, he hits. Bop.
All right. You take 1 point of damage as you are knocked in the head. The other guy doesn't know what's going on and asks, "Oh, what's going on?"
Wait a second, if I may, just so that way, in case this comes up and we have to like go back or whatever, do they have the blinded condition or no? Because we're in the darkness.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yep, they're humans. They're entirely blinded.
Would he be? So are they at disadvantage when they try to hit us? Because we have dark vision.
Yeah, they would be, right?
I don't mean to rules lawyer. I'm just.
How dare you hit Dr. Euphoria for 1 point of damage?
How
dare you, sir?
That
is unacceptable.
I don't mean to rules lawyer. I just want to make sure we don't butterfly effect this and then like an hour be like, oh yeah.
If this battle lasts an hour, y'all, I'm never playing
listen,
D&D again.
Listen, I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
Yes. They are blinded, and you got punched in the head.
Okay.
At that, it is Alstis's turn. What do you do?
Well, hey y'all, we're gonna escape. So if you want to come with us, you can just join up. No, we're gonna go striking each other or nothing. It's fine. Plenty of room for everyone.
You can roll a persuasion at disadvantage.
Great. 3.
Yeah. He actually seems more freaked out that there is more than one thing here.
He's heard another voice.
So that's where he is. Yeah. Okay.
Well, offers on the table.
Okay. Mr. Dokai, you're up.
I would attack the one that punched Sir Cosmo.
That's not my name.
Sure.
It's not my name.
And I would attack him with my cat's claws.
Go for it.
Lord.
You love those natural weapons, baby.
Okay, so that's gonna be A 14 to hit.
Yep, 14 will definitely do it.
And then
And roll for damage.
a 1 plus 3 is going to be 4 damage.
Damn.
Okay, yeah. You kind of get him across the chest, and he tries to go back, but can't move too quickly because the good doc still has a good hold on his shirt. Anything else you'd like to do?
As a bonus action, I would like to again unarmed strike him.
Go for it. All right.
That is a 2.
That is not gonna hit. Yeah, at that he kind of like
Oh, no,
swung
sorry.
around. Oh,
No, sorry. I didn't roll to hit. No, that's not going to hit anyway.
okay.
It's not gonna hit these forlorn, punished
No,
motherfuckers.
I got a 9.
What did you
I
roll,
got
sir?
a
Three?
9 to hit.
That might hit.
I was born in darkness.
You don't know.
It was a 9 to hit, so I don't think so.
The armor class of a wretched prisoner
Technically,
is
I guess you guys would also have advantage on attacks against them because they are blinded as well.
Okay, then I should hit with that. Wow, an 8 that time, so no.
Yeah, still not quite. He's kind of spun around so that, and you have to kind of like pull back at the last second so you don't hit Mr. Euphoria, who still has him by the shirt. And it's your turn.
He's dodgy as fuck.
And your Euphoria.
All right, I take the guy and I put him against the wall, and I
Okay.
kind of blow smoke in his face from my cigar, and I said, where's the girl?
That cigar is still
You
lit.
just woke up.
I lit it. That's the first thing I do. That's the first thing I do. First
How
thing
long is it last?
forever. It's
Oh, yeah,
it's a magical cigar. It's been passed down in my family for thousands
It's
of
a-
years.
Rechargeable cigar.
It's a magical cigar. It's the never-ending cigar.
Ever burning cigar.
Okay, so why don't you roll a grapple check?
What
try it out.
even is that?
It's a straight.
This athletics, yeah.
Athletics. 19.
Let's see. Boy, that beats my 8. All right.
You're gonna stay right
yeah,
here.
you get him, and you're holding him against the wall. And he is
Restraining him.
unable to move. Okay. Anything else you would like to do?
Where's the girl?
All right.
Yeah, where's Ray? I mean Maya. Where's
He does not answer. Instead, at that, he is going to swing wildly. Wow, a 5 and a 4. Yeah. So at disadvantage, that's really awful. He's literally just like wildly swinging randomly at you, unable to hit, pinned against the wall. The other gentleman runs away, turns heel, and absolutely takes off back down the corridor. At that, with the sound of the fighting, the gentleman that you have against the wall loses his kind of will to fight.
Good.
He feels entirely overpowered. The wall and waits to see what you will do next. Congrats, you have survived the first combat
All
of
right.
this story, gentlemen.
All right. I go. My dear man, I find myself in need of your information. Now, we are newcomers to this caving system, and we find ourselves one less than we were a night ago. We are looking for a human, a young girl. She was with our posse, and I'm looking to retrieve her and add her back into our group. Do you have any information that may help us find said individual?
Roll an intimidation check at advantage.
12. Somehow. But 12.
A 12 or a 12. Let's go. All right. So
For the
he
record, I
kind
was.
of like is back against there.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, for the record, I wasn't trying to be terribly intimidating, despite holding him against the wall. Of trying to like, let's try the good cop.
That
Yeah,
that really is the impression your Calvin Candy voice gives off, sir. Yes, it's very friendly.
um.
Really, nothing says friendly like a plantation owner.
I don't know what that means. I don't know who this Calvin Candy man is, but he sounds charismatic.
With his back against the wall, with his back pressed against the wall, and his gross, rank breath being blown in your face, with his quick breaths as he's just looking for a way to escape, but can not only not see a way to escape, but cannot see anything at all. He says, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see no one. I didn't see anything.
I'm gonna walk up to him and extend my hand. Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Alistus Yebido Babanock Rational Diggs. Pleased to make your acquaintance. What do you call yourself? I'm down here. Look down. There you go. There you go.
I'm Murray.
Murray, would you like to escape this place?
Yes.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, that's what we're gonna do. So you're in luck. Today's your lucky day. And Doctor, would you put him down? He's not a threat. He's fine.
I do believe our new friend here could deal with some ground. That's fine with me, and I put him down.
Oh, okay. All settled down here. Good. All right.
We're relaxed. We're all calm. We're having a good time. It's gonna be a good night. We're gonna make some new friends today, aren't we? Aren't we, Murray?
Do you have food?
In a manner of speaking, yeah, I could whip something up.
Really? If you can feed, I would do whatever you need.
All right. Well, what do y'all like to eat?
Gnomes.
Anything that's not a rock would be.
All right. Well, I can do that one for you, but all right. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Sure. I'm gonna take out that water skin. I'm just gonna start shaking it. I'm just gonna shaking it.
What
Yeah.
Washing
incarnation?
inside. And I'm like, well, that's some nutrients for you. I'm gonna give it to the doctor. I say, just hold tight on that and just let him suck on that for a hot second.
I swear, Alstus, you are nuttier than squirrel shit. I pass it to him. I sort of hold it and go, there you go. Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's not what you
feeding-
think. It's not what
I'm
you
feeding-
think it is. Just
I'm feeding you. You got sweet nectar. Nectar of the gods.
And you like push it up towards his mouth, and he's like, "What?" And he drinks some of the water,
Oh, it's not
and,
water.
and he starts drinking slowly at
It's
first.
gallons of mayonnaise. You ought to ask for water. You said food. If I knew you wanted water,
All
I
right,
would've made
he.
water.
All right.
I mean, there's water in it, I think.
He's
I'm not an expert.
It's a southern delicacy.
So he starts
It's high in nutrition.
slowly at first, because it's a bit of a strange surprise that he has, and then rather quickly, gagging a couple times, he does greedily gulps down way too much mayonnaise.
This is the most horrible thing I've ever experienced in Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, well, it's your turn. Gene, go for it. You're gonna need your strength. Drink up.
What is that?
Oh god,
Oh.
I contributed to this. Oh no. Eggs.
Yeah. So after he's had his decent amount of
Eggs.
water skin mayonnaise, he kind of like leans against the wall, kind of like trying to like keep it down as much as he can.
That'll be 2 gold.
What? What?
How close to us is that body of the other guy?
The other guy ran away.
Oh, okay. I thought he was killed.
Yeah, so it's just him right now. Oh. Oh, is that what you're using to keep you all alive?
It's high. It's high in nutrients. All right, high calorie count right there. That's energy, liquid energy for you. We get a lot of climbing to do, so I suggest you drink up, everyone.
And you can see, like, in the dark vision, the mayonnaise smeared around his stubbly, gross face.
Alstus, you are a sick man.
That is freshly made mayonnaise. That is a delicacy. You should be thanking me.
Thank you, Alstus. You are a sick man, but damn,
You know
do
how
I
hard that
appreciate
is to
you.
get underground? You think the gnomes just freshly brewing mayonnaise? No.
I thought that's where mayonnaise came from.
No, sir. No. It comes from chickens. Sit on that for a second.
Okay.
Chickens.
The terror.
I advised you to
The
purchase them
chicken?
a while back.
Why would I use chickens when other creatures make eggs? Chickens are more expensive.
All right, that's true, I guess. I suppose you could make some fucking lizard mayo, but I can't wait. We're an underground prison, goddammit. I will debate the merits of lizard mayo with you tomorrow when we get out of here. Drink your goddamn mayonnaise.
All right. As my stomach is turning.
I'm rolling a Constitution save. 4. I puke.
Yeah, you do. And just at the noise of the Murray just turns and you let up just a little bit. You haven't eaten in a while.
Wow.
Murray pukes up a lot of mayonnaise.
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you go out.
Great work.
And now we have that
It's full
scene by-
Goonies right now. I'm throwing up too, dude.
It's like
Jones-
it's like a
Jones
metal
started it.
it's like a metalocalypse where they all start puking
Yeah,
on the thing.
I think once they throw up, I start throwing up too.
Yeah.
It's the Goonies
And
effect.
you are all in a bile and mayonnaise infested cavern in the prisons of Gujar.
But now we're lighter. Consider that.
What would I ever do without you, Alstus?
All right, let's go. We're gonna find the hole. Quick, let's go. Quick,
All right,
quick.
let's go.
This session. Let's go. Everybody step it up.
All right, Murray, let's go.
Walk fast.
Or where
All right, let's go.
Where are you heading to?
I wonder what Matt prepared
Go.
tonight.
I'm going back in the direction. I want to go back in the direction of the hole we saw that Dokai tried to climb into.
Okay. So you head back in that direction.
If we can, yeah.
I think easy enough. You know, we started. We already kind of said you have a pretty good sense of general direction while you're down here. And you're not terribly far from that chamber. And it's particularly easy to find because as you get closer and does anyone else taste mayonnaise?
I don't eat mayonnaise, so no. I always order no mayonnaise, even on things that don't have mayonnaise.
As you get closer,
rich in nutrients, essential vitamins.
So lizard mayonnaise, man, I just want it so bad.
It's a forbidden fruit.
As you get closer and closer to that chamber, the one that you were dropped off in, you start hearing noises, sounds, the sounds of people. And as you get closer, there are people towards the lip of the tunnel you're in, the one that leads directly into that large chamber. And they're kind of there by the sides, using the sides as cover and kind of looking in towards the chamber itself. And as you look past them towards the chamber proper, look past these other kind of shabbily dressed, dirty people, you look towards the center and you see much more fit individuals. People better dressed, people who have obviously had decent meals in the recent times. And they are standing around the center of that chamber. They are standing not directly below, but kind of in a perimeter around where that hole is in the top. And everyone else is around the chamber in the cavern, not quite willing to walk into the chamber itself. But there's noise, right? This din of whispered voices throughout. And every once in a while, the people in the center of the chamber seem to say something to someone else, and they nod or look at. One of the gentlemen kind of keeps like gesturing and posturing towards some people in one of the chambers, and they just back away every time, and he kind of chuckles to himself. And then over that, there's a more excited and hurried speech of the people around as you hear a creak from up above. As lowered into the chamber is a wooden platform. It's square, just smaller than the hole itself seems to be, and it's slowly lowered on chains until it hits the floor, and the chain goes slack just a little bit, and then it tightens back up. And on that wooden platform are crates. The people towards the center start grabbing those crates and moving off to the sides. Other people are kind of hurried, and they start like moving towards the center until one of the guys kind of like goes and postures towards them again and backs them up and says, "Don't you come any closer. You know what you need to do if you want some." And this kind of whole area full of crates are put on what are kind of like makeshift little, almost like a hand truck, but no, almost like one of the, those little butt scoot things you had in elementary school, where just a little platform with wheels. They start kind of putting on that and kind of trying to hold it so it doesn't fall, and take all of the crates and start moving it away. And as they start moving away, and down one of the corridor with this kind of clump of people following at a distance still, but like excitedly and hurriedly following down this one particular corridor. Some other people jump onto this platform and cling to this the chains around the side. And one of them actually jumps in the middle and kind of like lays flat on it. Can anyone who wants to can roll an insight check for me?
Like any one of us, or no? Any
Yeah,
one?
or
one.
all anyone who would like
Okay.
to. Yep. Nope. All of
Insight.
you if you want to.
17.
11.
Sakes.
11.
What did you get, Dokai?
17.
All right. So you guys are kind of looking at each other, Alstis and Dr. Mr. Euphoria. You know, it's Dr. Euphoria's important. I can't get it. I just and Mr. Euphoria. And you look at and you're kind of looking at each other like, is that a good idea? But you, Dokai, you actually notice other people around, like looking at the people that jumped onto that platform, and they're like shaking their heads like those guys are nuts. And after a while, the platform itself starts raising again, very slowly, with the people holding on. One of the people that's holding on to the thing at the end, seeing everyone else kind of moving around, and when this thing is about 10 feet in the air, kind of jumps off, scrambles up from the ground, looks around, starts to almost whimper to himself as he then continues to follow that crowd of people that's following all the crates that came down, as that platform disappears again with the other individuals on it in the hole in the ceiling. After witnessing this weird, strange happening, not sure exactly what to make of it, we will pick it up right there next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
I take a big
Yeah.
swig of mayo.
You know, now that they make it in those squeeze bottles, it's so much easier to just take a swig when
yeah.
you want it.
No.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
It's good.
All right, and
There's never been more mayo in D&D than in this session
I will see all of you
of Avila.
next time.
Make sure to tune on Thursday nights for the group chat.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
want.
Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. ish.
They have quite the
We're-
episode to follow. Just saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be good though. I'm excited for it. Yeah, all right. Thanks for watching. I hope you weren't all turned off by mayonnaise. Too bad. Sorry, Josh.
See you all later.
It's great. I don't know what's wrong with people. All right, that's fine. No appreciation.